Good morning. This is Emily from The Balance Between. I have a message here that I've written, and I'm just going to hold it up for a few seconds for you all to read. It's a message for someone. If you can read it, and it's always backwards, but whatever. I don't know how to reverse it either, so sorry. It says, charge cord means you're already paying them money and info. So who controls the info and what messages do they want to know? I write messages that come from people, and this message is like almost a tarot card from an individual up above, whoever, or below, or in between, even the working class mind. So people that aren't in engineering positions, but they still are very smart for their position in companies. They're asking, isn't there a cord? So there's many things to this message, which I will say because they're all here to talk to you. A charge cord, instead of getting broken pieces on the side, like when you step on them, why are they twisted a certain way? Why not untwist the twist to allow the charge cord to lay flat so that you're not breaking the pieces? Even though that these pieces are made in like China or places that don't really have like a strength to them, or they cut down the costs of the product, the cost of like golds or coppers, and things are made out of like hybrid material, right? So do they last longer or do they not? Message. And charge cord for this message. This is not a charge card, credit card, credit, yeah. But charge. They're charging you. So with your phone, they're charging your phone. But what type of exchange are they getting from the charge cord and the power company? The information on your phone is still basically at the gates. So what, like they tap in through the wire, through the lines, which they do. They go into the main substations and they fucking tap in, and then they can read all your information, right? You don't think about that, do you? No, you don't. What type of energy is around you, right? Charge cord. Perhaps it's meaning like a cord for like cord cutting. Do you have to take scissors? Do you like when you cut the umbilical cord? Most guys are thinking it's all squishy little, super super squishy thing, and they're like trying to cut this cord, right? They give them scissors to try to cut the cord, and they have to, right? There's a certain pressure, and some guys find it's no problem. Some guys really struggle, and you see that afterwards, right? When you give birth, it's like, can your man cut the cord, or do the nurses and doctors have to do it for you because you fainted? But anyways, how strong is the cord, or is it stretchy that it's going to be capable of not breaking? How strong is your cord between another person? And what type of information or money are they gaining from you? So when you feel like you want to release yourself, and this is like, could be, you're divorcing and you want to stay on, but this person's want to know, or you split up, and you're an ex's, but then that person's energy is constantly thinking of you. And you can't, oh, I can't get it. Well, maybe let's go back. And so that's the yo-yo effect, right? Of going back and forth. And then when someone decides enough is enough, I met someone new, I'm happy, I'm good, don't worry about me, like you cared, then you cut the cord. You burn, like you get rid of all the memories. You get rid of all the things that don't hold any kind of tie to anyone except yourself, except what makes you happy. So when you cut that cord, imagine it goes flat. Everyone gets the idea. You're already paying them money and info. So what they're trying to talk about is that when you plug into the charging cord for your phone, they are also, as much as they're taking your money, they're also taking your info. So there's I don't really want to give this idea out because it's brilliant. Okay, fine, it's not mine. This message, they're like, okay, yeah, this is a message for someone else that's going to actually create something that's already ahead of you so that it's going to be easier for you. Because then that person see that. So let's just hope that the person with the ideas gets paid. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. My way. But anyways, the idea is for someone out there is to make a security gate at the port of your phone or tablet or anything that needs to be charged up. It's funny that certain minerals you can put around your phone. Like if you had or here's another idea. They're saying another person's coming in. Hold on, hello. Okay, so the security base one is that you have stronger neck, like a stronger neck so it doesn't twist. So reinforcements need to be made. Even on China stuff, like come on, China, like you and Russia are an awesome powerhouse, countries. Right? You don't have to be like, I know everyone's trying to fight against everyone else. I'm like, but what if you used everyone's strengths to your benefit? What kind of world would it be instead of being the fighting kind? Right? If everyone thought of well, oh my God, you have this experience. It's like we're gonna help each other. Like you think of like armadillo scales. Think of armadillo scales. Or porcupines. Right? Everything is a smooth material and everything is can raise up as a unison of the body, of the energy, of the soul of the animal or being. Message. But the security of the gate, like at the gate of the port, like the port of your phone where you're putting in the charger, to have some kind of minerals or like a security gate for your phone so that when you plug in to whoever's Wi-Fi, your house that you're in, that it can't be easily attached to, because that's how I don't want to say it. They're like, say it. It's like the FBI and CIA and all the other secret agencies attached to your phone to see what type of person you are. Why do you think that the police and all that kind of stuff know who you are and what character you are at and, your interaction with the police and all that kind of stuff? And I'm like, the interaction with the police have been fucking kind. I fucking wanted to be one. Secretly, I do. secret agent man, right? But anyways, that's beside the point. So they're talking about a security at the port, so that if you go in, for example, okay, if you go into a public place, it's a security reason for your phone, for your assets, for your information. You're gonna make an app, okay? You're gonna make an app, and you're gonna make a security app for the port of your phone. There's the message. For people to tap into, but you're also, when they take a cord, their cord from their phone, or they lost one, or it broke because it's, not connecting right to your phone. Like the public, it's a public, they want to say, what is this message coming through? Oh, just give me a second. They're trying to communicate the message. Oh God. It's, hold on. Let me think. Okay. Just give me, pause for a moment, and give me a moment. So many messages that come in. God, I hate that. They're like, oops. Hey man, sort of disturbing the party. Were you talking about something? Right? There's always someone that comes crashing in to disturb, what you were talking about. And they overheard the conversation, right? And they disrupt that conversation, right? Two people chatting and trying to be friends, and then like, hey man. It's like, great. Thanks for interrupting, man. Fine, I'm gonna be asking you about this, see what kind of things you know. We'll see how smart you are. That's a message for someone. I bet it's done in an everyday life. Okay, so security gate. There's an app out there that will be on a phone, or if it hasn't already been made. No, it's just for a security gate for the port of your phone. Right? When you plug into public spaces, you don't know who's attached to the other line. You don't know that Wi-Fi information, and they can actually take your information because it's now public on a Wi-Fi. So and then you write down your email, that to get prizes, sort of like if you went to Denny's and like, here, email, and then they have your connection. And what type of connection is it? It's going to what? Who? Google. And who owns Google? And what messages do they want to know? Right? Who controls Google? BlackRock? I don't know. I have no idea. And who is BlackRock? Right? Who are the individuals that, are they good or are they bad? Are they blue or are they black? Are they, are they red or are they white? That type of thing. Anyways, they want to talk about the security of the porthole at your phone. Just be aware of where you plug your phone in at. Some places are really, kind, and they don't see anything of it, but also some of them can be really scrutinized. Like, so if you plug in your phone at the church, they have live access to your information because you're using a live access Wi-Fi. So if it's a public place, just use your discernment on the type of energy that you feel when you're around that place, and if it can be trustworthy or not. Right? You'll have feelings like, oh, I could plug in my phone. I really need, say an airport. They're tapping in as soon as you plug in your device into the cord. Boom, energy, lightning fast. So you think your phone, oh, I'm just charging my phone. Yeah, but they're charging you for your money because you're plugging it in, you're paying for a service, and they're tapping into your information. So wouldn't it be smart for someone to create an app out there to protect the neck of the charge port of the phone? Right? What kind of messages are you looking for from people when you tap into that information? Like, are you trying to figure out if they're like liking certain things and whatnot? I was like, but even when you're under people's control, you can be manipulated in a way that you don't realize, and then everyone is making you out to be this bad person, right? All the while, you're not that individual, because you've proven to yourself, to everyone and the community, that you're not. But they still watch you, and are they still charging, and are they still, you're getting this free service of signing into a network which they are heavily protecting on, because it's a cybersecurity, so that they can see your movement. And that's why, like, having the, like, when people say, oh, having Alexa in your home is, a good thing or a bad thing, it depends who's listening and what are they doing with that information, right? It's the same thing with being on this phone and being on any kind of energy, right? Any kind of energy platform. What are you saying? What are the messages that you are putting out, right? Are you giving people ideas, like having creating a security gate app for your phone, so that your information, everything about you on your phone, is protected? That's cybersecurity, right? Protecting your investment, because you invested your money and your time to be buying this phone, so that you can have a life and you can connect with others in a modern day world, right? So wouldn't you want to protect how it's being charged, right? What outside source is coming in and plugging in that, and you can apply that to all of your life. And when they are looking for information, they're like, what are you looking for? I was like, why don't you just come and talk to me like a normal fucking human being? I go to church on Sunday. You know what? And most people, either they come around me or they don't. Either they're scared of me because I tell my truth to people, or they're like, oh, what did you say to scare everyone off? I'm like, I don't know. I don't mind being alone. I like that. And then it's like sheer shock from the guy's face. He was thinking it, like, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. And then when we started talking about engineering feats, like, they were talking when his friend Buddy came over, interrupted our conversation. We were talking about Bauer Longyear, and you'll hear that a lot. Awesome company, management. Every basket has its rotten eggs, right? But the basis, the history of it, is very strong. It's very nice to be working with a company like that. It gives you an opportunity to get the hell out of the oil field. So kudos to them. Thank you. Anyways, we were talking about an engineering feat, and and the engineering feat, like, the guys were sitting down and they were talking about campgrounds and blah blah blah, and how to, and they were thinking how to get the heat from the fire back. And I said, and they were like, oh, well, it'd be great if there was some kind of funnels. And I'm like, well, it's like, why don't you make a frame out of like copper pipe and something else that doesn't, like, it radiates heat, right? You could have it thermalized and have it like a detachment carrier system over the fire, and you place it over the fire, and then like it can come apart if you need to by C clamps or whatever, whatever. And but you're sitting there, it has like, it's literally going over the fire. It's not in the fire, it's going over the fire, kind of like a cage. And then you have attachments to have like seats. And you can either have like wood seats, like you could literally be in your own personal sauna around the fire. Wouldn't that be awesome? And they were stunned. They're like, yeah, but copper's expensive. I'm like, yes, there's always initial cost. But then you're selling it for the price and your work and the time that you put it in. And then someone's going to say, that's a brilliant fucking idea. And then you don't have to worry about having, because your back of your legs get cold or your back gets cold, right? So why not have the frame of the chair that you're sitting in made out of some kind of copper pipe, and or whatever metal that conducts heat but doesn't like burn your skin like fucking steel. Don't use steel. Fuck. Or use porcelain, right? You remember the old porcelain tubs, right? In old homes, where if you had cold water in those tubs, they would stay freaking cold, even on hot days, or they'll stay like a lukewarm. And then if you put boiling hot in them, right, it stays hot for a few hours, right? You've got time before it cools off. I know that would be super heavy, but that would be more of a stationary thing. But you would say, this would be like my porcelain chair sitting around my fire, right? Wouldn't that be cool? Or you made porcelain legs, right? Porcelain pipes that you've already molded and you dipped it in because it's coated, I believe. Yes. And then it hardens and you piece it together, and then you sand it off and you make it all smooth. What kind of conduit creates a really good heat for rocks or pipes? Could you make a frame that would sit over a fire so that your whole body is encompassed because you're sitting on the frame of the chair? And then your back is warm, and it's not like, and then it's a consistent heat, right? And then the fire dies down, and so do the chairs. They don't catch on fire, they don't hold on to anything because it's a continuous flow of heat. So are you putting it into the fire, or are you putting it, around it? It's up to you. How do you see? You could have even a copper chair with pipes going into the fire to get the energy of heat going into your pipes. Just saying. How do you think that, how do you think fires work? Well, you need oxygen, you need a source of energy. And if you don't have a source of energy, what happens? It dies. Okay, those are messages. We're going to close it off there. Thank you for listening. There's no more messages. Nope. So just think about charge cord. There's one more message here for the lady that I kind of butted out, because the technology side is a little bit more important than just phone cases and other things that go around the phone, instead of dealing with the problem right at the port. So there's a message out here for an individual to be making cases for your phone, like a mosaic with rocks and stones, like specific stones that would use the security aspect to bounce off the negative ions and attachments that come through public places, because you don't know what type of information that they're taking from your phone, or taking information that they can be used against you. Because then when they have free access to your phone, they don't want me to talk, but fuck it. No water. Let's get this out. They take your information and then they can use it against you. And that's sometimes when you're like driving down the road. And this happens a lot in the United States. And where you're tapped into information and into a free Wi-Fi port, and then you don't know who is tracking it and using that information against you. So all of a sudden you could be driving down the road and then no idea, like cops jumping out in front of you, right? Pulling you over. It's like, well, what did I do? Like, why are you acting like, I don't understand. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, but they already know information about you. And do you know why? It's because your phone gives you away, and what information, and you give yourself away because of what information and things that you're doing on the World Wide Web. So you got to be really mindful of how you communicate and talk to people, along with where you're at in society and what type of energy that you're around. That's a message for someone, and maybe everyone. So they're talking about having a phone case. They're talking about a phone case to make with like jewels on the inside, but it has to be certain energy, like from rocks inside, like little pieces, to protect the energy of your phone and your privacy. So are there certain things? I have not seen that. I know it would be heavy, but there would be, you'd have to think outside the box. Be the fucking artist that you are, right? If you have to take an old case from an old phone and start putting like glue, like that lady that glued those diamonds on her BMW, and they're like, how is she gonna wash her car? Carefully, right? But how much money did that, are they fake? Are they real diamonds? Right? Is she maybe jokes on everyone and they're all fake diamonds? And then just to make, oh my God, those are real diamonds? Because then she's got the gullible crowd, right? If you say you can have fake diamonds and they look real, but you can tell, it's like, no, they're fucking fake. Sparkly, but they're getting better because you know why? They're using rocks to mimic the sparkle, right? Sparkly, what's inside? These are the flakes of a labradorite, right? When you move it, you see many different layers of light that penetrate, and it depends on what type of light source and energy to penetrate deeper in to see the clarity. And then when you have, say, for example, an XRF machine, the energy can penetrate the soft rock. And even when it's hard, they blow helium on it to remove the argon, which is on top of the surface and through the cracks. And they blow it out as a millisecond. to blow out the argon, but the argon is a heavy, heavy fucking little gas. Think of the coronavirus. It's like that. It looks like that, and it has little sticky little things, and it just like sticks there. It doesn't go anywhere. But they blow the helium on top of core samples, right? Ooh, am I giving secrets away? Maybe, maybe not. But how are other people doing it? How are they, you know? It's beautiful. I love rocks. I love fucking rocks. I could stare at them all day. Because every moment when you move the rock and the light, you see a different color within, your energy. You see all these black pieces. It's like, what happened in there to create such a beautiful energy? And then when it comes home with you, and then you're touching it and it's in your hand and you're feeling the vibration, what type of energy are you grounding into the rock, or that it's giving you? Message for someone. But yeah, I love rocks and fossils. Fuck, I'm a rock hound. I love rocks and fossils. There, it's out. You know so much about me, and I don't know anything about you. But you know what? That's just like the tip of the iceberg. You only know the base, right? You don't know the other side. Anyways, you only see one side of one person's perspective of me, right? That's the same thing with everyone else. Everyone only sees one side. I was like, it depends on what type of version you had me at a certain particular time. Anyways, we're getting off topic. See, more messages come in and they want to come in and like, no, I have to finish this. So security at the port for your phone, and having a bejeweled case for your phone, so it protects the alpha waves that your phone radiates, and a whole bunch of beta waves and all that other gobbledygook, vibration, energy. It can actually protect your energy, but at the same time, as much as you want to be protecting that energy, you also want to be protecting the neck and the port of your phone, right? And same protecting the neck of the cord, even though there's reinforcement, and it has to be made different. And it has to be made flat as well, so you don't step on it and break the corners and then crush the side, or it breaks somehow. It's like, why does it have to be square or rectangular or oval? The information that is plugged in is like, the new phones that are going to come out are going to be like, you start seeing round ports, but like, just like, it's like you probably will get away from these charge cords, and it'll just be in the house, right? Your house will be online, and it has to be. So builders out there, messages coming through, builders out there, you have to start incorporate TVs into your homes, like in the walls. Incorporate them in the wall, because activation is needed for every house, even the poor houses, even the poor houses, to have like renovations. Like, it's so every new house to have a TV built into the wall, so they don't have to. It stays with the house. So house flippers, you might start wanna incorporating that into your walls and start like rooting it in when the electricians are there and the drywallers are there so that they can make it around. And then everyone's like, well, how are you supposed to? It's like, because you have an access panel from behind, right? You have an access panel in like intercom system. Exactly, just exactly like that, except it's your TV's in the wall and you have the intercom attached to that, and it's the computer head system, right? Those need to be going into homes now. It is important, even because it changes the flow of masses. It doesn't change for those that are ahead into the heavier society. It's the lower individuals that really think that's cool, and they are willing to buy it from you, and it changes the flow of money into ideas that aren't out of the box, that would, like, some families out there would love to have it like a giant ass TV in their living room, and it's fixated in there. If they and it's like, you can even have like a projector on the wall, but inside it's like you'd have to protect it as well, because then some people are like hitting TVs. It's like that would alleviate a lot of the anger of like football games and other things. If the TV is up in the wall, right? No one can hit TVs, and then when people are struggling, it's like, you broke the TV. It's like, oh, that type of behavior of the, I don't want to say lower energy, but lower vibrational energy, that are the working class, shall we say, okay? They would love to have a TV in their home that's just theirs. Brand new house, and there's a TV, right? And you could have a few more if they wanted that. And I'm sure it can be installed as well, but actually just basically new houses would have a TV. Just one TV. And if people wanted to add extra, well, then they would add extra. But the service, of course, they would already have, right? They would get the service, right? Yeah, you get it. There's a message. That's an idea. It's not mine. I'm not a house builder, but I could be. So could you. Anyways, that's it. Thank you very much for listening to me and the messages that came through for you today. I thank all my angels and guides that are giving me this information and the connection that I have. So thank you very much. I wish everyone peace, light, and love, and have a good morning. Goodbye.